Okay, let me actually instill a value, which is, of course, not my own original thought, but it's a value I consciously put into my perception of reality that I think is the line. I think I'm a free speech absolutist. I think speech and words is our domain to play around with ideas and to do so unhinged. All speech, including hate speech, needs to be able to come out, because even in the case of hate speech, we want to know who's saying hate speech. So I am across the board free speech absolutist. The line, if you want to know where the line is, I think the line is when it crosses from metaphysical, speech, words, ideas, into physical. And we are physically harming people. Where people are being physically harmed. So
I agree.
If you want to talk about Kanye real quick, calling him an anti-Semite and comparing him to Hitler, I get it, because he's really not making a good case for himself with the words he's choosing. And I think he's doing it on purpose. I think Kanye West is a fucking performance artist, and he's Andy Kaufman level incredible at it in terms of...
I've also been coming up with this thing kind of recently that, like, this mask that he's wearing is similar to, like, Red Hat Cam. Like, that's kind of my thing.
It does. It seems like he's kind of...
Everything that he said while wearing that mask
is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, as someone who...
He's like, well, as long as people can't see my face,
yeah,
I can say whatever I want.
I think Kanye has an incredible sense of humor. And I don't think I was aware of how incredible his sense of humor was until he released Poop Diddy Scoop in fucking 2017, I think.
Yeah.
2016, maybe?
Yeah, I think it was 17.
Yeah, I think it was 17. Yeah. That was the moment from when he released Poop Diddy Scoop. And then he, put on the MAGA hat. And also I saw him in that David Letterman interview where he was in his closet showing David Letterman his shit. And he said that he likes Andy Kaufman. It all clicked for me. And I was like, okay. And everything he's done since then, from, putting on the MAGA hat to, fucking going to the White House and talking to Trump about aliens and, saying fucking wild shit's getting him put on TMZ, running for president, and, renting out Mercedes-Benz Stadium and sleeping there and not leaving and doing this fucking crazy album release for Donda, and then everything he's been doing now. He just is so aware of how much influence and power he has in that regard, and he is just fucking playing with it. He is. Do
you think that any of it's like genuine?
I do. Well, that's the thing, is I think that there is overlap in genuine and him leaning into what is genuine, knowing it's controversial. And also, to say something like, I like Hitler, or that I like Nazis, he knows that is the last thing anyone can say and it be okay.
Yeah.
And so he knows it can very easily be misconstrued as, I support the Holocaust and I think it was very good. But he's not saying that, and he's not trying to get another Holocaust going. And that seems very clear when you listen to these long-form discussions. He's just saying it to be upsetting with words, which I think is perfectly fine as long as the words. Once it crosses that physical barrier and Kanye actually starts killing Jews, that's when I'm finally like, okay, Kanye, now I can't support you now that you're physically harming and killing people. That's where I'm like, okay, now I'm not okay. But still now, I still have respect for him, because even what you listen to what he is saying, it's like he's saying the controversial, upsetting thing, but then when you listen to the full discussions, the thing the big idea that is genuine and not something he's saying that's controversial is that I love everyone. Even the most horrible people of society, historically, the most reprehensible behaviors. I even love Jeffrey Dahmer. It's like, I can get behind that, actually. And I think that is kind of the essence of what I feel is in creativity theory. I feel that it is kind of this like love. My values, my three highest values that I say are truth, humor, and love, and I think that love is a very important one, and it's kind of like that's the measure. It's love is you want to keep your creativity encased in love. You don't want to do non-loving creative things.
Yeah.
And another thing I heard in my years in college, like I can't remember who said it. I believe I was in a creative writing class. I don't know if it was a teacher who said it or a student who said it, but it's this idea that it's the artist. The artist is the one in society who's supposed to empathize with even the worst of the worst. They're supposed to be able to write even about a horrendous genocidal maniac or a serial killer from a perspective that empathize, like can even get an audience to empathize with this person.
Yeah.
And I think that idea has really stuck with me to where it's like, even in the cases where everyone just across the board, every single person on the planet agrees this guy is bad and doing bad things, I do feel like it is necessary for an artist, and I think it would be a good idea for everyone to really, because if everyone were like this, maybe we wouldn't have bad people. If everyone were able to empathize and sympathize with even the worst of the worst and not other anyone under any circumstances, and to lean into our collective and unified nature. I mean, that would be an impossible thing to flip a switch and it just happens, but I don't think that we can fix society through our systems